as if we didn't have enough to start the year off, we've thrown a cyclone in there as well.
Just to keep us on our toes.
Just to
you
keep
know?
us on our
Why
toes. So we thought we'd just touch base with you quickly and outline a few things to consider in terms of your employees, namely stand down provisions. So under section 524 of the Fair Work Act, you can stand down your employees when there's a situation that's completely outside of your control.
Such as a natural disaster or cyclone.
Exactly, flooding, cyclone,
Yep.
all of the above.
all of the above and many more.
That's it. So what does this mean for you? If you are going to shut down your business today through the stand down provisions, you do need to notify your employees that they're being
Point number one.
stood down. Yes, first point, notify them. Because it is through no fault of the businesses or the employees, you can actually, it's not paid really.
Yeah,
you don't have to pay them.
It can be an unpaid stand down.
Unpaid stand down. Although, given that we've just had Christmas and New Year's and things are probably tight with back to school and all of those extra costs, you can notify your employees that they can access annual leave provisions as well if they wish to take annual leave during the stand down.
Absolutely. And I guess that's probably the main point, that if the business is closed, but there's usually a couple of other circumstances that happen as a result of these sorts of natural disasters, whether it be cyclone or flooding, and that is, yep, one, business is closed, so Teneal's just covered off on that. The second one is if the business is open, but the employees cannot get to work, and what are your obligations there? And essentially, if the workplace is open and you've notified the employees that the workplace is open and they can't get there because of maybe they've been flooded in, or maybe their childcare centre's closed, or the school's coming into next week, but not today, probably childcare more prevalent than schools. Yep. Or their childcare arrangements have been disrupted by the cyclone and or flooding, then that is essentially the onus is put back onto the employees. So that means that they're going to have to apply for leave. If it's flooding, probably annual leave. If it is childcare arrangements, that's more likely to be personal or carers leave if them having to provide care and support. The other situation which happens but tends to get forgotten about is that an employer makes an assumption that their employees won't come to work because there's a cyclone hanging off the coast, and they don't notify that they've made the decision not to close their business. So if you've closed your business and your employees rock up to work and you haven't told them, then you have an obligation to make payment for that day for them. So I guess it all comes down to that main point of communication. Make sure your employees know what's happening. Make sure you've got your systems in place for notification, whether that's text, phone calls, emails, whatever it might be. Tell your employees to keep an eye on those communication channels, even if it is Facebook, if you've got Facebook groups set up, whatever it might be, tell them to keep an eye on it, keep them informed, and then that way you're not going to have the miscommunication on payday saying, I thought I was going to get paid and they weren't, because that always ends in conflict and we don't want that.
No, definitely not.
Awesome. Well, stay safe, stay dry. That's our little tips and tricks for today, and we hope you have a good week.
Thanks.
See you.
Bye.